Alright, back to another album review. Today's review is one I've been planning for some time, and we're going to be taking a look at Montage of Heck, the home recordings by Kurt Cobain. Everyone knows that Kurt was the frontman for Nirvana, which is regarded as one of the greatest grunge bands of all time. This album is essentially a collection of home recordings by Kurt that were recorded between 86 and 94. The album was executive produced by Brett Morgan, who also wrote, directed, and produced the 2015 documentary Kurt Cobain, Montage of Heck. I have seen that documentary, and it's pretty interesting to say the least. There was another Kurt Cobain documentary released in 2015 called Soaked in Bleach, which talks about the death of Kurt and shows a lot of strong evidence suggesting that Kurt was murdered. I'm not going to get into detail about it. I remember that the YouTuber known as Bedhead Bernie made a video about the conspiracy regarding Kurt being murdered. Bernie thinks that Tom Grant and the people behind Soaked in Bleach are liars. Because of that, I pressed the dislike button on his video, and because Bernie is full of shit. If you ask me, before you ask, yes, I have seen the 98 documentary Kurt and Courtney a long time ago. Anyways, this album was essentially the soundtrack to the documentary Montage of Heck. The soundtrack was supervised by Jeff Ura, and the production liaison was James Smith. The tracks were all recorded on cassettes, and the cassettes were transferred by Kyle Lane. The album was mastered by Gavin Lurson and Ruben Cohen at Lurson Mastering in Los Angeles. The production manager was Monique McGuffin-Newman, and the product manager was Simon Edwards. The album was released on November 13th, 2015 on The End of Music LLC under license by Universal Music Enterprises. There are two versions of this album: the regular version, which just has songs, and the deluxe version, which has all the home recordings. The regular has a completely different cover, as you can see. And the version I have is, of course, the deluxe version. And I actually had to import this from Montreal, of all places. The shrink wrap had a sticker that had text in both English and French, since those are the official languages of Canada. I wasn't able to save the sticker, but I did take a picture of it before peeling the shrink wrap off. You can see it on screen. The tracks were all recorded in Kurt's home, which is why they all have that raw, lo-fi sound to them. Some of the tracks are songs that venture into grunge and even experimental rock to an extent. Some are spoken word, some are field recordings, and others are sound collages. Now let's talk about the tracks. The intro to this album is the Yodel song. Not much needs to be said other than the fact that Kurt yodels while playing the guitar. Next track is Been a Sun, Demo. As the title implies, this is a demo version of Been a Sun, which is known for being one of Nirvana's most popular songs. After that is What More Can I Say? This is more in the realm of experimental rock. Next up is 1988, Capitol Jam Late Commercial. This is a recording of a commercial about changes to the audio. Up next is The Happy Guitar. This is a track that's fully instrumental. We followed up with Montage of Kurt, which is essentially a sound collage. That's followed up by Beans, which falls into the category of spoken word. The following track is Burn the Rain. The track after that is Clean Up Before She Comes, Demo. As the title implies, this is a demo. The track that comes next is Reverb Experiment, which falls into the category of experimental rock, hence the title. Comes next is Montage of Kurt 2, which is another sound collage. Now what comes after that is Rehash. Sometimes I wonder if this song could have worked if it was recorded for one of Nirvana's albums. The next track is You Can't Change Me / Burn My Britches / Something in the Way demo. This is essentially 3 demos in one. After that is Scoff Demo, which is of course demo version of Scoff, which was recorded for Nirvana's debut album, Bleach. Next up is Aberdeen. This is a recording of Kurt talking about what was going on when he was 13. He talked about some guy named Trevor who sold weed. He also mentioned a girl who was mentally challenged. Up next is Bright Smile, which is fully instrumental. We followed up with Underground Celebratism, which is more in the realm of experimental rock. That's followed up by Retreat, which is another instrumental track. The following track is Desire. What's next is And I Love Her. This is a cover of a song by the Beatles, and I think it would have been interesting if Nirvana recorded it for one of their albums. What comes next is Sea Monkeys, which is a spoken word recording. What comes after that is Sappy Demo. Obviously, the title says that this is a demo version of the song Sappy. The following track is Letters to Francis. The track after that is Scream, which is a 32-second recording of Kurt screaming for some reason. The following track is Frances Farmer Will Have Her Revenge on Seattle demo. This track was later recorded for the album In Utero. Next track is Kurt Ambience, which is self-explanatory. After that is She Only Lies, which touches upon experimental rock. What comes next is Kurt Audio Collage. As the title implies, a sneller sound collage. What comes after that is Poison's Gone. Just like the other songs, this is very lo-fi with its sound. The second to last track is Rhesus Monkey, which is another spoken word recording. The finale of this album is Do Re Mi. It's a Do Re Mi medley. When researching this album, I read that it peaked at number 121 on the Billboard 200, and was number 1 on the US and UK soundtrack albums. When it comes to the critics, they mostly gave it mixed reviews. Some really liked it, others not so much. The Guardian says something about Kurt making farting noises, but anyone who has listened to this album can tell that that statement from The Guardian is complete bullshit. Some criticized the decision to treat Kurt's home recordings as a commercial release, which is a really pointless criticism. Now for my thoughts. I think this is an interesting album. For the longest time, I didn't know that these recordings existed until 2015. The tapes were discovered in a warehouse. Had the tapes not been discovered, chances are they would have been either lost forever or completely destroyed. Luckily, they were found because they would have become lost media otherwise. When I first listened to the album in 2015, I didn't know what to think about it. After listening to it years later, I came to accept it for what it is. Overall, I recommend checking it out. Now's the part where I question you. Have you listened to Montage of Heck, the home recordings? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? What are your thoughts on these recordings getting released to the public? Was it a good idea to release the recordings publicly? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify you of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.